Hello students, welcome you all to this online class of science with me. My name is Abhishek and you are watching the channel Vigyanam. In our previous video of coal and petroleum, we had already discussed about the natural resources, fossil fuels, inexhaustible and exhaustible natural resources, where we had mainly focused on the coal. But in this part number 2, we will focus mainly on the petroleum and the natural gases. So the word petroleum is a combination of two words which means petra plus oleum, whereas petra means rock and oleum means oil. And in our previous video we had already discussed about that the petroleum is what it is, also a natural resource, and it's also an exhaustible natural resource, right? So as petroleum is an exhaustible natural resource, so these are obtained in a limited quantity. And how we can obtain the petroleum? We can obtain petroleum in between the rocks under earth. So if you will open your NCERT figure number 5.4, you will find out that petroleum, we can easily dig the petroleum from under ground, in between the rocks, in between the impervious and the reservoir rocks. The petroleum oil is present in between the two rocks. Here we can find out the petroleum oil, which we can easily pull it out from in between the rocks, as well as the gases are found in between the rocks also, which is just over the oil. But here one another distinction you can easily find out, that water is under the oil as well as the gas is above the oil. So why is it so? I hope that you all can give the answer of this. I will come to you later. Kindly think that why the water is just below the oil, isn't it? You can experiment this. If you will just take one bottle, and in a bottle if you will just add the oil here, first of all if you will just add oil and then the water, after shaking that, what you will find that it will just convert itself into two layers, again the two layers, where you will find out that the water will come down and the oil will come just above the water. So why is it so? I hope that you will find out the answer of it. So just think, I will give the answer of it later. So petroleum. Now petroleum, in case of the petroleum, we uses many products of the petroleum. Mostly we uses the petrol and diesel. In our daily life we are very familiar with these two words, that is petrol and diesel. Where we use the petrol, we use petrol as a fuel in case of light automobiles such as motorcycles, scooters, cars, etc. On other hand, for running to run the heavy motor vehicles, what we use is diesel. Heavy motor vehicles like trucks and tractors, right? So to run the trucks and tractors, what we use is diesel. But the question arises that how the petroleum is formed. Okay, petroleum kaise bana? So to answer this question, what we can use, that petroleum was formed from the organisms living under the sea, right? When the petroleum was formed living under the sea, so petroleum was formed from the organisms living under the sea. As these organisms died, their bodies settled at the bottom of the sea and got covered with the layers of the sand and clay. So over millions of years, in the absence of air, in your previous video we had already discussed about how the coal was formed. Coal was formed very similar to this, but only the difference was the organisms was mainly was the land organisms. Here the organisms which lives under the sea. So when they got buried under the sand and the clay, and over millions of years in absence of air and high temperature and pressure, what happens that they transformed into dead organisms, into petroleum and the natural gases. They just transformed into petroleum and the natural gases, isn't it? So now the question arises, as I have already asked you, that why we find out the oil just above the water. I hope that you all have find out the answer. I am just giving the answer again, that as density, if you are familiar with the word density, जिसका मतलब क्या है, घनत्व, right? And how can we define the density? Density means mass upon volume. So if I have taken the if I have taken a test tube of 200 milliliter, so the volume will be what, 200 milliliter, isn't it? And when I will put the half, means when I will fill the 200 milliliter of test tube with 100 ml of water, suppose I am filling it with 100 ml of water, and as the water molecules are heavier, the mass of the water particles are heavier, so what will happen, the density will be high. Density of the water is high compared to the density of the oil, and that's why घनत्व जिसका जितना ज़्यादा होता है, जिसकी डेंसिटी जितनी ज़्यादा होती है, वो उतना ही भारी होता है. And only because of that, what happens in case of liquids, water and oils, both are the liquid particles. So the oil particles, because its density is low, they get just above the water. I hope you all got the answer, isn't it? Right. So as your if you will just open your NCERT, so you will just have a question that why the petroleum or the petroleum oil or is above the water. It's an important question because of the density of the petroleum or the oil or the gas is lighter than the water, isn't it? And they do not mix. Another important point that comes to us is, when was the petroleum was found out? So the world's first oil was drilled in Pennsylvania. Okay, world's first oil was drilled in Pennsylvania, USA in 1859, and after just 8 years later, in 1867, in our India, that oil was struck at Makam in Assam. So in India, oil was found in Assam. In India में कहाँ oil मिलता है हमें? That is in Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and in the river basins of Godavari and Krishna. Remember this point, that then in India, the oil is found in these states as well as these sites. That is the Assam, Gujarat, Mumbai High, and the river basin of the Godavari and Krishna. And the world's first oil was drilled in Pennsylvania. Remember this, okay? So now the question arises, if we can easily find out the petroleum and in between the rocks, and if we dig out those petroleum products, means those petroleum products under from the rock, so how we can refine this petroleum, isn't it? So to refine this petroleum, we use is refinery. As petroleum is what? Petroleum is a dark oily liquid, isn't it? So it have an unpleasant odor, and it's a mixture of what? It's a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum, gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, etc. And the process of separating the various constituent, which on other hand is known as fractionation. Okay, fraction of the petroleum is what? The fraction of petroleum is separated, or all those different substances what we had read, that petroleum means petrol, diesel, kerosene, etc. are separated with the help of fractional distillation. Okay, the name is fractional distillation, and in case of refinery, so that particular process is carried out where? In the petroleum refinery, and that is known as refining. Here we can see the picture of the petroleum refinery. So this is that fractionating column, okay, where we can easily separate the petroleum products such as petrol, diesel, etc. So Now the another terms comes to us, that is the petrochemical. So what is this petrochemical? So all those useful substances which are obtained from the petroleum and the natural gases is known as what? Petrochemicals. And these petrochemicals are mainly used where? In case of manufacturing of detergents, which we use in our regular life, as well as in case of fibers such as polyester, nylon, acrylic, etc. Also, on other hand, polythene and other man-made plastics are also formed from these petroleum products such as petrochemicals. Even from the natural gas, what we find, that is the hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is one of that natural gas which is obtained from the natural gas, and it is used where? It's used in the production of the fertilizers, that is urea. You might have heard about the urea, and you are also familiar with the NPK fertilizers, right? So hydrogen gas is used for the production of what? Fertilizers. And that's why this petroleum or these petrochemicals is known as what? Black gold. Remember this point. What is the black gold? Petrochemicals or the petroleum is known as what? Black gold. Okay, because they have so many of uses, so many of the commercial uses in our regular life, and that's why they are known as what? Black gold, because they are as expensive as gold in our daily life. So here we have the chart in 5.1 where we can find out so many of petroleum products such as petroleum gas in form of LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, which is uses as a fuel for home and industry. Okay, also as we already familiar with the petrol, kerosene and diesel, whereas petrol is uses in case of motor fuel, aviation fuel, solvent for dry cleaning. If you just give your shirt or any coat to just for the dry cleaning, what they use is the petrol for the dry cleaning. Okay, remember this. On the other hand, the kerosene is used as a fuel for the stoves, lamps, as well as the jet aircrafts. To run the jet aircrafts, what we need? The kerosene. Also, to run the heavy motor vehicles, what we need? We need diesel, as well as the electric generator. Similarly, lubricating oil, paraffin wax and bitumen, these are the another petroleum products which we find out. And lubricating oil is used for the lubrication, whereas paraffin wax is used as ointment, candles, Vaseline, etc. On other hand, bitumen is used as a paint and road surfacing. So to make the road, in previous or in ancient times, what we used actually minimum 10 to almost 10 decades ago, 1 decade ago, what we used the coal or the coal tar. But nowadays what we use is bitumen. Why? Because bitumen is one of the petroleum products which is less which captures the less amount of heat, and as it captures the less amount of heat, so it's good for the tires run over the road. Okay, and that's why we uses the bitumen nowadays for the road surfacing. So after petroleum, the another natural resources is the natural gas. And as we had already familiar with this natural gas in this figure in 5.4, that over the oil, the natural gas is also there. So natural gas have its own advantages. How? Natural gas is very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. Petroleum products, we have to first separate them. We have to separate them in the petroleum refinery. But in case of the natural gas, we can directly use them through the transport pipes. Okay, and that's why they have their own advantages. Natural gas is also, they can also be stored in case of as a CNG, or which is known as compressed natural gas. And CNG is used for the power generation. Okay. Nowadays, what is means what we have as CNG, that CNG is used as a fuel for transport vehicles because it is less polluting, and that's why we can say that natural gas, that natural gas is much usable or more cleaner fuel. It is more cleaner fuel than petroleum. Okay, remember this. natural gas is more cleaner fuel than petroleum. So it have its great advantage of the CNG. In that case, it can be used directly for burning in homes and factories, where it can be supplied through the pipes, and such networks of pipelines existed where in Vadodara, Gujarat, okay, and some parts of the Delhi and other places, because there we can easily find out the natural gases. So if the question arises that what are the plants of the natural gases, or where we can find out the natural gas in our India, so those positions in our countries which where we can find out the natural gases are Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and Krishna Godavari Delta. Okay, and these natural gases can also be used as a starting material. Remember this point, the natural gas can also be used as a starting material for manufacturing of number of chemicals and fertilizers. As we had already discussed that hydrogen gas is used as a used to manufacture the fertilizers. Similarly, natural gas is also used as a starting material to manufacture number of chemicals, okay, as well as the fertilizers. And India have a vast reserves of natural gas. Remember this, India have a vast reserves of natural gas. But don't get confused with this point that coal, petrol, and the natural gas can be prepared in laboratory. This cannot be prepared in laboratory, okay, because what it needs time for its formation, okay. So they cannot be prepared in the laboratory, because laboratory conditions cannot provide that particular time to the natural gas. Now, some other topics, such as some natural gas resources are limited. So what we have in this subtopic, that as we have already studied in the beginning of the chapter, that some natural resources are exhaustible, like the fossil fuels, forests, minerals, etc. So coal and petroleums are what? Fossil fuels. So what it requires the dead organisms millions of years to get converted into fossil fuels, right? We need what? Dead organisms, which takes almost millions of years. And for its reserves, means to get all these fuels for over long time, we need what? We need the reserves of this, because they are what? Limited. So moreover, the burning of these fuels is a major cause of what? Air pollution. If we burn these fuels more and more, what we are doing, we are harming us directly in form of air pollution. So it is directly linked with what? Global warming. Because for the air pollution, the amount of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere will increase, which is responsible for what? The global warming. So global warming gas is what? Carbon dioxide. Remember this, okay? And I hope that you already know it very well. So it is therefore necessary that we uses this fuel very, very efficiently and very cleverly as a human being, because we have the limited resources. We have these limited resources, and that's why we should use what? Sustainable development. We should use the term sustainable development. What is the sustainable development? In case of the sustainable development, what we do, that whatever the resources that we have, we should use them for our purposes. Also, in means the to keep these things in our mind, that our future generation will also depend on these resources. So we should use our limited resources in such a way, we should not overuse them. So we should mainly focus on what? Sustainable development. So to means for a better environment, for the smaller risks of the global warming, for the ability of the longer period, we should use the fuels very efficiently. Here are some of the points which are given by the Petroleum Conservation Research Association in India, that is known as PCRA, which advises us, or which advises the people to save the petrol and diesel while they are driving. So what are these points? These points are, when we should drive at a constant speed as well as at a moderate speed as far as possible. we should switch off our engine at traffic lights or at the place where we have to wait. Also, we should ensure the correct tire pressure, which will result in what? In case which will result directly in the low consumption of the fuel. Okay, with the tire pressure, low consumption of the fuel is there. And we should ensure the regular maintenance of our vehicle, which will not create a larger amount of air pollution such as carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, etc. So here it is the end of our chapter, part number 2. And I hope that you all have enjoyed the chapter very well, and you all can give the answers of the assignments that are given to you. If you have any kind of questions regarding the chapter, you can easily ask it in the WhatsApp message as well as in the comment section. Thank you all. God bless you all.